Good evening. Just to reintroduce myself, Darren Ward, Director of Engineering for the Fairlife organisation. I come here this evening to give the board an update on where we are with our plans, and just to let you know that we continue to work with our neighbours and the local community to make sure that we incorporate their thoughts and their concerns when it comes to design. And I'll hand over to Josh from Haskell to give you an overview of the updates. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Josh Huff with the Haskell Company, and so what I'd like to do is just kind of walk through the site plan and give you guys some updates of some changes that have happened since the submittal on July 11th. And so I'm going to start with the overall site plan that you see on the screen. And first of all, we've been meeting with the residents and some of the commercial property owners that live or that are adjacent to the property. And so I'm going to zoom in right here at the auto parking. So one of the changes that we've made recently, we have changed the decorative fence that currently runs around this west side of the property, and a section of it from here down to here is going to be changed to a horizontal wood fence. So we've been working with Jerry Keebler, who's at this property here. This is where his business is located. And after coordinating with them, it's come to light that there's some concerns about visual and some security issues. So we have relocated the fence to the property line, and then also put in this horizontal wood slat fence to provide some screening between the two properties. We do understand that moving the fence to the property line does require another variance, so when we submit for the variance, we will be submitting that one as an additional variance request. Zooming back out, when we came before you guys in June, we had not completed all the studies. So now that we've completed the studies, we have determined that the sound wall that we're going to be placing here over on the east side is a height of 14 feet. So we have a berm at 5 to 6 feet and a sound wall at 14 feet. And that height of the wall was determined based on the acoustical study that was completed. And there's two characteristics that we had to meet, or two requirements. And first of all was that we had a sound of 50 decibels at night at the property line, and that we didn't increase the sound over 5 decibels from ambient. So that's what determined the height of that wall along this eastern side. In addition, you'll see that we've added some berms along the south side here, and then also along the southeast corner. That was at the request of some of the other residents, and to provide some screening from 104. The other change you'll see on this site plan is in this area right here. This is in our tank yard area. You'll see that that's grown a little bit to the south. As we've completed our design, or as we're working through design, we've realized that for constructability reasons, we've had to grow that area so we can access it for installation of the tanks. So we're continuing to go through design and work with the different departments and the residents, but those are the major changes that have happened since the 11th. We're here to answer any questions you guys might have.
Yes, that fence, 14-foot fence, is that made out of concrete like we see a lot of expressways?
That is correct. We're still trying to determine the exact design of that fence, or that wall. It will be a sound wall, so it will be a concrete, but if we're looking at some lightweight concrete, that actually does, it absorbs the sound, and it also has different textures, so it doesn't cause the sound to reverb off of it.
Will there be any, I was thinking the same thing, is there any like decorative, will it be decorative at all, or will it just be a 14-foot concrete barrier?
That's a good question. Yeah, there are different textures that we can put on it and different colors, and so that's something that we are looking at, trying to determine the best way to make it blend into the sight lines, but also make it not just a smooth concrete wall. That smooth concrete wall doesn't work well for controlling sound, so we're trying to make sure that we take all that into consideration. In addition to, on the resident side, we are planning landscaping, so there's going to be a mixture of deciduous and evergreen trees that are going to be planted on that side. So that will also break up the view of the wall. So it won't just be a direct view of the wall that we trees in front of it.
So at this point, approximate height of the berm is what? I know you changed the height of the berm some.
It's 5 to 6 feet. Now that we've done the
5 to
grading,
6 feet, and then the wall on top of that?
14 feet.
14, so 22 there it is.
Yeah, so overall, from existing, it's about
Yeah.
20 feet.
I think that's moving along okay. Biggest conversations I'm hearing is a lot of it, I should say, is the traffic. And we did get a comment from the neighbor, and we put that into the record, but is 200 trucks a day, is that 200 total, or is it 400?
It's 200 trucks a day.
That's total, right? 100 in, 100 out, basically?
Well, it's 200 trucks in and out.
Yeah, okay, I just want to get that correct, because the thought was maybe there's 400, so it's not that number.
No.
Okay, just want to get that clear. Road connection over, there's issues, that's going to be with Monroe County, I guess with the, right, Salt Road, that'll be something we'll have to deal with later on, I guess, hopefully they're reviewing that stuff.
Yes, referral has been submitted, and it's currently under.
For traffic control there, for traffic devices, I should say, I guess. I can't think of anything else other than what we've already got here and what we've already spoken to. Anybody?
When you say 200 trucks in and out, is that at maximum capacity? Is that what you're going to start out as?
No, that's correct, the maximum capacity.
How long do you anticipate before you get the maximum capacity once you go online?
It's hard to say, sir. Depends on volume, and I can look at projected volumes for the current sales versus the future sales. I'd say we're probably 4 to 5 years away.
Now, there are several actually comments from the project review committee, but not to address them tonight. I mean, you just get them now, so you can. The things you'll deal with and enter into your drawings and so forth. That is when you come in again.
Yeah, we just received those, we'll be reviewing them and addressing them on plans.
Again, I'm not going to drag this out because this isn't a public hearing, but it's just them telling us where they stand right now. But if anybody wants, if you've got a comment or something you want to add to this, we'll open it for just, a couple of people. Anybody? Yes, sir. Yeah, you have to go to the microphone. Just give us your name and address.
Hi, my name is Chuck Davis. I live at 227 Woodsview Drive, which is off the Salt Road, north. And a lot of folks, there's a lot of houses out there. We all drive through there, Salt Road multiple times a day. So I'm also interested in that traffic impact analysis. So I'm still kind of confused on what the current status of that is, because I read in the document from the July 11th, letter of intent that you guys are going to do an in-depth traffic impact analysis. So has that been done, or are you guys going to do that? Or?
Yeah, it has been completed.
Okay. So I wonder. We like to see the results of that somewhere, publicly maybe.
Let me. You want to address it up this way instead of this.
Yes.
Yes, they do have an impact statement done, road traffic study and so on. But there's things in there that will probably have to be changed too. Like I was saying, there's comments the Monroe County still needs to address as far as signalizing some of the intersections and so on and so forth. So that's only partial done. That's why it's just a review right now and not anything that's locked right down.
Okay. Yeah, there's 200, tanker trucks is different than 200 cars, right? So
Yep.
Okay. Also, we talk about doing a lot of building and houses in Salt Road, off of Salt Road.
Yep.
You know.
That's part of the reason, our concern over it. Yeah.
Okay. So that's why I kind of like when it's done, like to kind of see that as a group, I would think, to understand, make sure that you guys are planning for the future, not just the current, right? So.
Well, we're hoping that the county and actually the state also come up with some solutions, some answers that's acceptable to everybody.
Right. Because there could be an impact on that. Are we studying the impact on the Route 104 as well?
Yep.
Traffic's coming in. Is there been an analysis of 200? When are those 200? Are they 2 o'clock in the morning, or is there?
Well, see, that's there's different routes they'd be taking, and which one would they be locked in to supposedly take?
Right.
That's another issue that's going on right now. How do we guarantee they use this route and not that route, you know what I mean? There's things that still need to get addressed.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
So
thank you.
where will we hear from final results?
Well, they'll be doing all this stuff now as this goes along. When you come in next month,
I believe it's September 5th is the actual,
for preliminary?
for, final, preliminary final.
Yeah, preliminary
That's the
final.
public hearing, I believe.
Yeah, so they've got a little bit to go yet.
Okay, cool.
And then it'll be a public hearing, then you can, actually, they can address what you're talking about too.
Okay.
Probably have better answers than I just gave you too.
Okay,
Okay?
great, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody? Joe, you all set? Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Joe Marapese, I live at 675 County Line Road. Just a couple of questions or things to point out. This is 400 or 200 trucks a day at maximum capacity. So it'd be 400 passes, truck in, truck out is 400. Is this design maximum capacity or is there room for future expansion? Because there's quite a bit of green space that's not being developed out. So is this at maximum capacity, or is there room for growth 5 years down the road?
I can answer that for sure. So the traffic study is based on full expansion of 4 production lines. Today, to begin with, it will be 3 production lines, but everything, the traffic analysis was done full build out for 4 production.
Okay, so your study is based on full building.
Yes.
I didn't ask about the study. I asked about, is there room for future expansion on this site?
The future expansion is on the site plan, it's identified.
And that would, so your traffic study is already including
Yes, sir.
that expansion if and when,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
I think you're referring to the area to the south is what you're referring to.
That's what I'm referring to. I know you put the sound buffer around there. Nothing's being developed in that area, so just, there's a concern there. What do we see down the road?
Yeah, and the sound buffer does go all the way down to the south. That was at the request of one of the property owners on county line. So we did extend that. Originally, it stopped at this corner right here, the sound buffer and berm stopped right here. After we met with the neighbors, we did extend it down after some concerns were made about the property owners here. Currently, there are no plans for this area at this time. So.
Is there room for future expansion, is the question on the site?
Well, I mean, if you were to look at the property, it'd be extremely disjointed from the rest of the property if you were to go ahead. I can't imagine what we would do with our current operation where we could put something in that space. It doesn't make much sense. It's quite a distance from the main building, so I can't think what we'd do there to make that happen.
So right now, there is no plan for anything
No.
expansion?
So you could look to that area for possible changing traffic flow on that site to move it from some of the residential areas? It's not being developed on?
Would you like to
Something.
answer that? The reason for that road looping around the way it does is to ensure, doesn't matter how much traffic is coming in and maybe a peak at time, it will keep it all off the public roads. So we looped it around that property on purpose to ensure that we take as much of our traffic off the road immediately as soon as possible. That's the reason for the ramp.
All
All
right,
the questions there, thank
you
you.
good, Joe? Okay, thank you.
I have a question. When this gets to be full operation, is this gonna be a 24/7 operation?
Yes, sir.
There are trucks coming in 24 hours a day,
Yes.
7 days a week?
Yes.
All right, anybody else, any questions? That's it? All right, well, I guess we're good for tonight until you fellas
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
get beat up some more by Holly Engineering. Good luck with the project, fellas. Hopefully we see you again soon and everything is all in good shape and we'll keep moving. Thanks for coming in. Okay, Mark, next one.